What's better than a 10 out of 10 fragrance? It is a 10 out of 10 fragrance that most people have never heard of because it's cool when you wear something that is exclusive to you and it's something that feels more special and unique and fitted to your personality. To get a 10 out of 10 score, a fragrance must get full points in terms of scent, performance, wearability, and price tag. It's a hard score to get, hence why today I'm only covering 6 fragrances. Let's begin. Today's video is sponsored by Odeon Dubai, a fragrance brand based in the UAE, and today we're covering their bestseller, Scorpion Intense. Are you somebody who really prioritizes performance in fragrances? You love stuff that is beast mode, that will project into the next country and last into the next day? Then pay attention to this release. Have a look at the notes that are on the screen right now so you can appreciate how this fragrance would smell and what kind of scent profile we're working with here. Scorpion Intense is a very traditional rose and oud fragrance that is very traditionally Middle Eastern as well. It has this sort of fruity berry opening initially, and then it goes into this nice smoky, smooth Middle Eastern fragrance that is very strong. This is beast mode. I keep emphasizing this. I'm getting at least 12 hours, probably 14 to 16 hours of longevity, and projection is not just loud, it is next country loud. 8 hours into wearing this fragrance, just 2 sprays on my neck, this was still projecting. You will never get any performance issues with a fragrance like this. Even Michelle herself said that you don't need to overspray with this fragrance. A little goes a long way. And if you know Michelle at all, that is a big statement from her based on how she usually applies a fragrance.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
This is the kind of fragrance you spray 2 sprays and people will be able to smell you in any room. You'll turn heads and you're very likely going to get compliments with this fragrance. Let's see how my friend reacts to 1 spray of this on my hand.
Flowery.
Flowery, yes.
I like this one.
You like it?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 because it's flowery and it's not too strong.
Nice.
Yeah. And it can be a unisex one, like I think both can use it.
Both genders can use it, yes, I agree. Nice, flowery, unisex, you like it.
And it's not too strong, it's like the perfect, strength.
The perfect strength, interesting, okay, fair enough. Scorpion Intense can be bought from Odeon's official website in the link in the description down below. You can get 50 ml for £100, but if you use our special discount code, you can get 5% off. This is a unisex, leaning slightly masculine fragrance that I will again reiterate is for people who love Middle Eastern beast mode fragrances that will turn heads and get attention. Make sure you check out Scorpion Intense. Thank you to Odeon Dubai for sponsoring this video. Now bear in mind guys, when I say fragrances most people have never heard of, you may have heard them in the fragrance community, but again, if you wear them in practical real life, it is very likely you will stand out and smell unique. Let me tell you about this little known fragrance here, Bleu de Chanel. It's kind of crazy how this came out in 2010 and not a lot of people know about this release. Nah, I'm just kidding guys, obviously it's not Bleu de Chanel. maybe I'll use that fragrance as clickbait, see how that goes. An actual Chanel fragrance most people have never heard of is Antaeus. This is not the forerunner in their department stores for Chanel. You'll never see it at the front. Usually this fragrance, I swear, is usually located at the bottom of their shelves where people really don't see it that often. It is an 80s powerhouse fragrance that I still think smells extremely modern, extremely unique, and it's a perfect 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The scent profile is very elegant, dark, masculine, and intense, boss-like in its style. Kind of the same person I'd imagine wearing something like Oud for Greatness or Dior Ombre Parfum would wear something like this. A similar kind of feeling to this fragrance. They're not similar scent profiles really, but it's a similar feeling, similar vibe. Clean, old school barbershop lavender mixed with a Middle Eastern myrrh sort of note in there, as well as this animalic castoreum, which gives us a very unique and distinct scent profile. As I said before, it's distinct, balanced, definitely a colder weather fragrance that lasts at least 10 hours on my skin with a medium amount of projection. If you want pure masculinity in a bottle that just makes you more intense and enigmatic in your presence, then this is the kind of fragrance for you. Make sure you're dressed up whilst wearing Antaeus. 32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Zaharoff's Signature Pour Homme. One of the first online brands I heard of back in the day, before I was even doing reviews myself. I got a sample of this fragrance and then like a year later, I think I got a full bottle of this for £100 for I think 100 ml, 120. This is easily worth the price. George Zaharoff has made a very unique signature. This is definitely a signature pour an homme. I don't know what an homme is, maybe a man, I think. But basically, this is, I would say, Middle Eastern perfumery meets Western perfumery beautifully. It is a lavender barbershop scent is how I would simplify it, with a Middle Eastern oud. So it's an oud-based barbershop fougere fragrance, which is very interesting. So it is a little bit smoky, very clean, very handsome, professional, a little bit more mature, complex. There's a lot of things going on here, but it's very well balanced. So this is why I say it fits perfectly as a signature. This is your classic signature, I'd say. You can wear both in the daytime and the evening, all year round, and you get 10 to 12 hours performance with a softer projection. So this is very inoffensive and classy, as I said. Alexandria Fragrances 1981X. So if you know Alexandria Fragrances, they are a clone house, and I think they're one of the best clone houses actually in existence. However, 1981X is meant to be their inspiration of Naxos. So this is their clone of Zaharoff's Naxos, although I think it differs enough to the point that actually I think it starts becoming its own release in a way. I would say this is 80% similar to Zaharoff's Naxos. It is a more casual and more easy to wear version of Naxos. So Naxos is going to be tobacco, honey, and lavender. For me, this is mainly a honey and lavender fragrance and tones down to the tobacco a lot. This smells more candied, more sexy, and more casual in my opinion. Whilst Naxos feels like a very dressed up, special occasion only kind of fragrance for a more mature crowd, I think 1981X can be rocked in any clothing you like, something more casual, and for all age groups. This to me is a perfect dating fragrance, both in the daytime and at night, all year round. So that makes it extremely versatile. This is extremely affordable, and although this doesn't smell as luxurious as Naxos, this has its own sexy appeal, and it still smells very expensive for the price that you're paying regardless. So this is a steal, like Hafez 1984, I always talk about that fragrance, and this absolutely a steal. You will smell extremely unique, and you're getting kind of close to Naxos for a much cheaper price. So this is an excellent clone, but not really a clone. It's 80% similar, I'd say. So check it out, guys. Ormonde Jayne Montabacco Intensivo. I said before in previous videos, this is Creed Silver Mountain Water and Armani's discontinued Eau Cedra together had a baby. I think whilst this fragrance exists, you don't need to buy Silver Mountain Water. They're not clones by any means at all, but they're similar vibe, similar feeling of being quite outdoorsy, natural smelling, relaxing, calming fragrances. This has main notes of tea, tobacco, ozonic notes, suede. It's very complex and extremely well blended, super smooth in a way that your nose will be challenged every time you wear this, but it's still very pleasant to smell in the air in general. So you'll never get bored of this. You'll find something and discover something new about the scent profile every time you smell it on your skin. Truly great niche perfumery in a bottle. 8 to 10 hours performance. This is more of a mature man's signature fragrance you wear in the daytime all year round. And as I said, you just smell elegant, classy, and relaxed in this scent profile. And it performs much better than Silver Mountain Water, around 8 to 10 hours with a medium projection. Terence Hughes Hard Candy. Hard Candy is a very unique fragrance, and it's a surprisingly balanced signature as well. The name would not suggest it, but it actually very much is a very versatile scent. It is candied strawberry, musky, vanilla mixed with a oud note in here, real oud that Aaron loves to use. So it has thickness and it's very base heavy, but at the same time the citruses and the top notes balance it out enough to make a versatile fragrance. I wore this in the summertime, 2 sprays, and it projects beautifully. Medium to loud projecting fragrance, a head turning fragrance for sure that'll get you a lot of compliments. Unisex in my opinion, but leaning a little bit more masculine. There's nothing else quite like this on the market. It's one of the most impressive fragrances from Aaron's brand. I think it's personally my current favorite right now. Super unique, super long lasting, and super versatile. Dior's Ombre Nuit. Speaking of Aaron, actually I remember now, he actually gave this a 10 out of 10 in his review also, and I completely agree.
I love it and I can thoroughly recommend it. I'm going to give it a 10.
It is a beautiful fragrance that maybe too many people are forgetting about. Ombre Nuit, I think, is a direct opponent to something like YSL's Tuxedo. They're both rose, amber, peppery fragrances, but this focuses less on spices and goes more on the rose compared to Tuxedo. So this is the more floral version of Tuxedo, I'd say, and I would actually pick this fragrance between the two. They're both unisex, very beautiful, gorgeous, really sensitive and artistic fragrances, I'd say, for a sensitive guy with that kind of personality. This smells extremely smooth. One of the best rose amber fragrances out there, just super, super smooth all the way through, and it's just full of naturals. It just gets better on the dry down as well. I find that the pepperiness, the pink pepper in there kind of tones down and eventually just becomes more and more eased into the amber. It's a deep, enticing fragrance profile that kind of just takes you on a journey, gets you more and more absorbed into this fragrance. Definitely a nice cozy fragrance as well. It's a softer projecting fragrance for around 8 hours longevity. So if you're cozying up to your loved one, I think this is a great fragrance for that. It's not super masculine again, as I'm saying. It's more of a sensitive, artistic kind of fragrance. Let's say you're a painter or an author who likes to chill in a cafe, for example. That kind of personality on a guy suits something like this perfectly. This might be one of the best rose fragrances ever made. And that concludes this video, guys. Do you agree or disagree with my choices in this list? Make sure you're checking out Odeon Dubai Scorpion Intense in both the pinned comment as well as in the description if you want a beast mode head turner fragrance. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to check out our previous video on 10 out of 10 fragrances. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.